Well, hello there to my Pisces. This is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with your general reading, Pisces. All right. So, someone can stop being overwhelmed over their gifts. Stop being so overwhelmed by your gifts. A lot of people have a lot of psychic gifts. Psychic gifts are really just kind of best practices. Think about psychic gifts as, after a cycle has closed, what did you learn about yourself, right? Some things could just be overwhelming. And so someone is confirming, a high priestess is confirming to you that they got your message loud and clear. They got your message loud and clear, right? Somebody got your message loud and clear. Again, so you don't have to be overwhelmed. You don't have to be overwhelmed. All right. So whenever you're trying to send out messages, whoever you are, and you're trying to master your gifts, right? Whatever your gifts are, you're trying to master those gifts. You may feel like there's something comes around every once in a blue moon, right? Whether it's you or other people or whoever it is. But remember, keep in mind that really you're trying to sharpen your gifts. You're really, really trying to sharpen, your gifts. Someone was sacrificed after all the sacrifices that they made, right? And someone was obsessed with overwhelming someone, right? Someone was obsessed with overwhelming someone and keeping it a secret. Someone's uncle may be of significance here. Lots of, something was brought to light. A secret was exposed, right? Something was brought to light. We got water here. We got water here in terms of compassion. This is water. This is also water. Something very unhealthy and wounded. And you're seeing something from a higher frequency. How people are able to remain, keep their cool and not lose their temper, right? When people overstep boundaries, somebody is learning. So somebody is learning how to kind of sort of keep their cool when you have a belief about something, right? This is very much what I talk about in my readings when I say you could have a dream about something that could be so overwhelming in your dream. And this is about falling back, learning how to kind of sort of fall back, journal some things, give source. Don't be so impulsive. Who you're around. Like, let's say, for instance, if you're around an impulsive Aries. Aries rules first house, right? There's nothing to do with, you could be around a high vibrating Aries, but if you're around a low vibrating Aries fire sign to your water can make your water evaporate real fast, right? And you can even be around a toxic Pisces, for that matter. You can be around a Pisces that's vague, somebody who's an escapist, someone who is overly idealistic, like wanting to see the good in everybody to a point where they're just overwhelmed, right? So compassionate towards everybody that there's no energy, there's no anger, there's no upset, there's no rage. I mean, there's no fire in them. Get upset about some things. So you got to keep it balanced out. Somebody clearly overstepped a boundary. Overstepped a boundary and overwhelmed someone, right? And sacrificed someone. Someone wanted to be a part of a secret organization and they were overwhelmed, and someone showed no compassion whatsoever, absolutely none, and something was brought to light, and a high priestess picked the energy up, right? Just because your sign is Pisces doesn't mean that you're a high priestess by default. This would have to be a call on your life. So find out what your vocation is. What were you called? What is the calling on your life, right? Because somebody was obsessed with overwhelming someone, right? Someone was obsessed with overwhelming someone, right? And something is generational. This is a generational planet, right? But in the meantime, somebody also was obsessed with trying to make somebody else look like a fool. They thought something was so secret or so hidden that somebody would not be able to figure something out, right? This would be equivalent to having like a family member who really never shows up to anything. We don't have any kids. They don't have any kids at themselves. And and I don't want to make this a broad, I don't want to paint this with a broad brush here, because I don't want to get suspicious of anything, right? But this would be equivalent to there's really no interest, no reason why certain energies would be around. There really be no interest. Like, for instance, let's say you and a family member, y'all could go to the same church, mosque, temple, or whatever. So that would be a reason. Okay, y'all hanging out for that reason. Or if you invited them to something, but let's just say they just heard through the grapevine, they just decided they're gonna just show up like this. It's almost like, you get into a certain age, they've never really been that supportive. All of a sudden they're just around, right? You see things, you don't miss anything, right? So you're starting to wake up to something. You're starting to remember something. You're starting to wake up to your nightmares, right? And remember, water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. It's shaped by the earth that holds and surrounds it. Like, who's a part of a secret, organization, right? Who's been keeping secrets? Secret organization, secret society, just a bunch of secrets. So you had a dream, you had a download or some kind of dream, you believed something, you weren't really sure, but you're kind of waking up to some things. And things could seem kind of fuzzy in dreams, right? Y'all know, like when actors and actresses are preparing for roles, you may hear them say things in interviews like they have to, basically they're saying they have to open up a portal to receive the spirit of the character that they're playing. So if they're playing a comedic role, somebody has already written that script. So they have to have the perfect timing for that joke to really be funny. Like comedians are, brilliant. I mean, in order to have the perfect timing. But if somebody else is writing that joke and that's not really who you are, whatever acting role you're taking on, right? Let's say you have a dream or something and it's not your dream. You have a dream about fish. This is connecting us to fish, right? You could be a man, you can't get pregnant, right? Or you could be a woman of a certain age and just, you're not having kids. But you could feel like, okay, I've always heard that when I have a dream about fish, somebody could be pregnant, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's pregnant with a baby. It could mean that somebody is pregnant with purpose, right? Dreams have this dream interpretation, a lot of different things. Water, like I said, it's like art, it's subjective, right? Until you put some kind of container to it. That's why when you're at the end of a cycle, you really want to slow down, because this affects your pineal gland, your third eye. What you didn't know before, what you didn't see with your two eyes, you're now seeing with your third eye, right? And so you don't know what's real and what's not real, illusions or confusions, right? So somebody could have been overwhelmed by something. Somebody could have thought they saw something, wasn't really sure, like what the heck, in a dream. That's why you don't want to go racing out into the middle of the street screaming like they do in the movie. Oh my God, I had a dream about such and such and I wasn't sure what to make of it. That's why it's a good idea to journal. Something could have been overwhelming for someone. Something could have been really, really overwhelming for someone, right? And for some people, they're so overwhelmed, they start drinking. It literally can cause people to drink and be on, start smoking something. Smoking, drinking, sexing, doing the most, right? They just overindulging in whatever. But for some people, high priestess energy, they've gone through so much darkness in their life, they go out into enlightening people. And they encourage other people to enlighten people. Like I do on this channel. Hey, you ever dream about something and you sit down and you collect your thoughts and you spend your private time. You have a dream about something. This getting outside in this sun is going to help cleanse. You ever heard of sunbathing? This is natural. It's going to help cleanse all of that, right? You could feel overwhelmed, drowning in something, right? This is going to help wash that off of you. This is where the compassion comes in. When a person is overwhelmed by what they saw in a dream, sometimes you can say, hey, let's go outside and take a walk. Let's go outside and get some sun. Let's go outside and get some sun, right? Because somebody may have talked to you about something and emptied themselves out, right? And so this is how somebody's on their road to high priestess energy. Yes, somebody's on their road to high priestess energy. And so you're on your way to, like I said, going back, coming back around to your 11th house. But if you're connected to an Aries who rules first house, the age range for Aries is between 0 to 7 years old, or 1 to 7. That can come off as, if you're dealing with a low vibrating Aries, like a little kid that's just throwing a tantrum and about to bring a whole tower down if they don't get their way. Pisces age range is 77 plus, right? So you're floating between worlds, floating between dimensions already. So if you're with somebody who you can't even process your thoughts, and somebody's ready to just go charging at something, you haven't even processed anything, right? You haven't processed downloads, right? You haven't processed any kind of downloads. And somebody is just like basically rushing you to do something. It can be overwhelming. So judgment, you're trying to rise above any kind of judgment here. Looking at your cards about anything, but a lot of it has to do with who we're all linking up with. It really has a whole lot to do with who we're all linking up with, right? But there's also a Virgo could be involved. There's a polarity sign here. Somebody's saying be very, very meticulous in something, right? Because somebody wants to really bring judgment down on somebody, but you got somebody who is very impulsive, right? Who really could swing back and bring judgment down on them. They can end up bringing judgment down on them if they're not very meticulous. It's like accusing somebody of something, right, that people think is a secret. But remember, something is generational, right? Something is generational. So it'd be like saying, let's say, for instance, you have an in-law that comes into your house and they just decide, hey, they're gonna quote unquote borrow a purse or a wallet if you're a guy, or a tie or something that's of value to you, right? They don't ask, they just come in and they just take it. Where for you, you may say that's stealing. You came into my house, you stole something, you didn't ask for permission, you just came in and took it. That for them could be something they do in their family, right? You're popping a lid off of something. If you're with the wrong person that's impulsive, that's going to come right back around and swing and hit them. It's going to hit their whole bloodline. And that's the part a lot of people don't think about when they think about being impulsive. It comes back and swings back and hit the whole bloodline. And that's what I'm seeing here in your card. So dreams of light, oceans of truth is going to be your theme for your card here. This reading is for October 31st through November 7th. The veil thins, allowing your intuition and compassion to merge with divine clarity. So Spirit calls you to rise from emotional depths. And remember, your sensitivity is not a weakness, but a sacred superpower, right? It's a sacred superpower. It's a sacred superpower. Some people know how to tap into people's energy very, very well. And really see, just kind of sort of see what's going on, right? So let's get into your reading. Your first card is the Moon card. right? So your natural domain here is the mystery, intuition, and inner knowing. The unseen becomes your greatest guide. And an affirmation for you here is I trust the waves of intuition that flow through me, right? So the emotional energy here is the Queen of Cups, right? Your empathy becomes your compass. Let emotion guide rather than overwhelm you. Affirmation for you could be my heart is open, wise, and safely anchored in divine love, right? So somebody could be overwhelmed. I mean, like really, somebody could really be overwhelmed. And I always tell people during the holidays, I mean, I know for me, I've been seeing so many beautiful decorations on the holidays. I love personally to volunteer, during the holidays and keep good memories of people who are not around alive, keep those good memories alive. And just kind of the circle of people that I talk to, right? Keep the good memories alive, right? But of course, also protecting that energy as well. So you're learning how to protect your water. You're trying to learn how to protect your 11th house. 11th house is a house of friendships and also your community. You're learning how to protect all of that, right? So this third card here is mental energy, the Hanged One. Shift your perspective. So what appears paused is actually transformation. And so affirmation for this one could be through stillness, I see truth from a higher plane, right? So yeah, once you're emptying yourselves out, right? And again, when you see water, think also about art, right? So for example, so when I'm kind of like driving around, like, like running errands and things like that, and I'm seeing people's expression of the holidays, right? So you may see some people who have had like a little tiny bit of like, what is it? It looks like cobwebs, like spider webs, but it's some stuff you can buy in a store. That may be their interpretation, of the holidays, right? But you may also have another person may have looked like a 10-foot ghost or something on their front lawn with a gigantic spider with a gigantic middle of the body with the legs sprouting out and all that kind of stuff. That could be their interpretation of something, right? Certainly you gotta be also careful too of like what movies you're watching, because this will be just around the time where the scary movies come back out. All of those things that could also give people nightmares as well, that people could be talking about stuff that they saw when they were younger, those kind of movies. Songs could pop up on people's feed, all sorts of things. Of course, be careful what you're watching on social media. And again, the main thing here is compassion for self, pouring into you, making sure you're pouring into you, right? And be careful of who you're pouring out to. Be very careful about who you're pouring out to. Because some people are looking to be successful and saying that you're overwhelmed. They're saying, oh my God, this person is overwhelmed. What the heck is going on? They're having nightmares and we can see something from a higher frequency and, we need to bring judgment down on somebody. Like, whoa, hold on now. Hold on, right? And you may not even be, you may just need to get outside and get some sun. That could just be it for some people. Some people really do stay cooped up in the house. It literally could be. And I try to make it just plain language on my channel, because some people make certain things more than what it is. Sometimes it's just like, okay, you just need to get outside and get some sun. I'm a firm believer. Hey, get outside in nature. Go hug a tree, right? So your physical energy here would be the sun, right? So radiant joy returns. Your body responds to light and self-care. You tend to your vessel, meaning your body, of divine creation. An affirmation for you could be, I radiate vitality and joy through every cell of my being. So you have this person right here spinning around in the sunlight. That could be you, right? You wake up, you feel like you had a dream that you were overwhelmed by. Oh my God, right? Get outside and get some sun. Get outside and get some sunlight. You got some people who are Somebody has a Scorpio that's playing in your energy or is trying to play in your energy, right? Scorpio is the death card, right? So somebody has somebody trying to play in your energy, right? And trying to give you nightmares. So playing in your energy could be like through astral projection or whatever. Like I said before, whether you believe in astral projection or not, you don't have to. There's tons of videos on that. I mean, it could be anything, something that you ate. Whatever your belief system is, this is the belief, the I believe card. Get outside and get some sun, okay? Try not to overthink certain things, but get outside and get some sun. Get outside and get some sun. That's what I would say. Get outside and get some sun, right? The sun is a star. You may like being up at night, but get outside and get some sun. Get outside and get some sun. That's what I would say. That's the physical energy. The spiritual energy would be high priestess energy, right? So your psychic channels are wide open. So trust your inner oracle. You are both question and answer. So an affirmation here could be, I am the voice and vision of divine mastery, right? Right? So find out what your calling is in life. Are you answering the call, in your life, right? Your vocation. See what it is. Your heart's desire is the star, so hope reborn. Dreams carry divine guidance and healing frequency. So affirmation for you could be, I am a beacon of love shining through divine renewal. Could be something. And then the challenge for you could be the Nine of Swords. Anxiety or overthinking clouds the intuition. Spirit says, breathe and remember you are safe. An affirmation here could be, I release fear and trust the eternal peace within me. You could have, I mentioned one time before, I had a dream that was somebody I went to church with many years ago. That I was telling them to run away from something, like run away from this. We had gone on this it wasn't even really a safari. It was kind of looked like it was like an outdoor zoo, like Jurassic Park or something. But I was telling them to run from something, right? But anyway, it's almost like sitting in a movie theater and seeing, comedians make movies about it where they're telling people, run, get out the way, yelling at the movie screen. But sometimes it's like that in your dreams. A lot of times you won't remember the beginning of your dream. You may remember like key points in your dream. Jot it all down. When you wake up, jot it down. Whether it's a daydream, night dream, in between state, those kind of things. You're learning how to see something from a higher frequency. You're learning how to see something from a higher frequency. Yep, you're learning how to see something from a higher frequency. You have an earth angel, someone who is trying to help somebody see something. That don't overwhelm yourself. Like, try not to overwhelm yourself. There's some people who could feel like you could have emptied yourself out. You could have cried to someone about something, right? About a death, for example, right? And I'll share this, what I shared in another reading. And somebody, like, here we are, this holiday season. Some people could really think that you're so distracted around the holiday season, especially if they think that you're a star, and we're not talking about famous necessarily. Well, you could be. That you're too distracted to even notice your finances, or notice, or maybe you get so overwhelmed, you overindulge, maybe in drinking or smoking, or you just want to feel good, right, with something, right? You just want people to show you some compassion. It's the holidays, so Source is saying this is where we can all be compassionate towards each other. There's a lot of people have a lot of things in common. How you handle it could be significantly different than how another person handles things, right? Another person can get outside in the sun, feel much better. They could take good memories with them of loved ones who have transitioned, and share and enlighten people all over the world. Yep. Enlighten people all over the world, right? And learn how to rise above judgment. Another person may be struggling and they may be operating in their flesh, but if you're enlightening people, you're helping people to rise above people who are judging them based on how they handle things. So yeah, I can't tell y'all how many earth angels I've met just on my journey, just in life in general. And I try to give people their flowers. So this is what I'm seeing here for you in your cards. This is what I'm seeing here in your, in your cards here. The try not to assume when you watch something, when you're watching something, or on anything, because there's so many people that have things in common that you're hearing things about you. There's too many people that have things in common. You may hear some things that just connect, but everything shouldn't. I mean, well, everything. Just take what resonates with you, right? So here's a Temperance card here. So flow and balance, merging heaven and earth, dream and discipline. Affirmation could be I harmonize my emotions into divine equilibrium. The World card is your guidance from spirit. This is the World card right here, right? And so completion, ascension, wholeness. You are stepping into new vibration of awareness. Affirmation for you is I am whole, infinite, and one with all creation, right? One with all creation. And then the outcome is judgment, rebirth, and a calling. You are awakening to your higher self's mission, of light and love. And an affirmation for you is that I rise renewed, aligned with divine truth of my soul, right? Of my soul, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying for you. So a closing reflection for you, Pisces, could be this reading. This really reflects your sacred ability to dream reality into being. Your compassion is healing. Your intuition is prophecy. And your love is the mirror of the cosmos. And Spirit whispers, you are the mystic who remembers the light within the depths. This week, trust your vision, create from your heart, and let your inner ocean become your greatest temple. Okay? Yeah. I am polite with everyone I meet. Continue being polite with everyone that you meet. You'd be surprised at how many earth angels are all around you. How Source will position people all around you. All around you. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 12th house. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 12th house. Even though Pisces rules 12th house, it doesn't mean that your zodiac sign is Pisces in your 12th house. I mean, it doesn't mean that that's what your zodiac sign is. But yeah, so if something is not as deep as you think, I mean, you don't have to be overwhelmed by something. So your peace is paramount. Your peace is paramount. Right? Yep. There's another Pisces. A judgment is coming down on another Pisces. So your ancestors have a message. Your ancestors have a message, right? They're in a crisis. There could be another Pisces that's in a crisis. So it's all becoming clear to you now. Yeah, keep moving forward. Yeah, there's a difference between high vibrating and low vibrating Pisces. You could be a person who is empathetic, someone who is artistic, and someone who is deeply spiritual. And that could be overwhelming for some people. Somebody could be an escapist, overly idealistic and vague. Your gifts have increased, right? So again, I'm talking to you whoever Pisces is in your birth chart. So yeah, you talking about this is another Pisces. You're not returning their call. Yeah, so if somebody is a Cambian spirit, and one yes from God is all you need. But again, you could have someone that's, you could have a karmic couple, just so we're crystal clear, that could be playing in your energy, trying to end you and someone else, right? Basically, like try to pitch you and someone else against each other. You, like three people, like talking to you in a way that's like like trying to make three people go to war with each other. Let me see. We got all these other cards here. The spy is now turned on. Yeah, wealth is within your reach and your well of joy is within you. Yeah. So yeah. Some people from your past. The moment people start believing in their dreams, this is what everybody needs to remember. The moment you start believing in your dreams, no matter who you are, there's going to always be people from your past that's going to try to say, oh, I know this about them, I know that about them. Basically to try to overwhelm you. You can either be overwhelmed or you can get delivered from other people's opinions of you. And protect your water, protect your emotions, and wake up from your own nightmares. Just wake up and heal however best you heal. Some people heal by nature. Some people go to therapy. Some people go to therapy and nature, right? Some people empty themselves out. A variety of ways of doing it. Therapy, nature, answering a call on their lives, a lot of things. So here we have confidence. Someone's confidence is building. Someone's about to soar like an eagle with wings. Yeah, soar like an eagle with wings. Continue being polite with everyone that you meet. Continue being polite with everyone that you meet. Yeah, because somebody from your past, and past, remember, time is relative. So, but somebody from your past, I want to say it was somewhere where you used to have nightmares. Wherever you used to have nightmares. And I don't know how far back that is for some people. I have no idea because I'm talking to wherever you used to have nightmares. And you must have been polite with everyone wherever you used to live. You were very polite with everyone there. You could have someone who is helping you with something. They could be helping you with something. So, but again, the spy is now turned on. But again, answer the call in your life. Whatever the call is on your life, answer the call. Answer the call in your life. So, right now. So stay in the present. Don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled at each moment. Yeah, answer the call in your life. Answer the call on your life. That is going to benefit the whole planet when people answer the call on their lives. Because something is going. There's a karmic couple. There's two people. It's a man and a woman, or two men, two women, whoever. It doesn't y'all know there's no judgment on this channel, but it's a couple that's doing something, right? They did something already to overwhelm someone. It's two people. They did something to a third person to overwhelm them, right? To basically keep their foot on them, like keep them buried in emotion, maybe an emotion of fear or something they did to a third person to keep somebody beneath them, levels beneath them, right? And now they're being overwhelmed. Right? Because of all the sacrifices that were made. Nothing is yet set in stone. Yep. You're learning how to go with the flow of your emotions. But yeah, when you're around impulsive people, they're the ones showing their temper, kicking down doors, screaming, slapping people, doing all that stuff. Nobody's doing all of that. So someone's learned how to rise above all of that and learn how to communicate in very effective ways. But that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful, and I'll see you all in the next